Okay, good morning and welcome to the ninth question, or the first question on page 3 of your midterm quiz. And we have a surface area question from chapter 1, and it says, what is the surface area of this composite figure? And remember, composite figure is simply two different prisms, in this case a rectangular prism that we have here, and a cylinder, put together to create this hybrid shape known as a composite figure. So what we have to do is we have to basically figure out how are we going to keep track of the individual faces of this shape so that we can calculate the total surface area. And one of the things I like to do is I like to put my numbers down, and I'll use a different color so it's easy to see. And I just like to start naming sides. So 1 is the front, 2 will be the back, 3 will be the left, and then we'll go 4 will be the, 3 will be the right, 4 will be the left. 5 will be the top, and 6 will be the bottom. I'll go 7 here and 8 here. So if we look at this, we have 8 faces altogether. We have the top of the cylinder, the side of the cylinder, and then all of the different faces of the rectangular prism. So in my table, I'm going to actually label the faces, and I'm going to label the surface area, or we'll just put area, I suppose, and that doesn't matter, but the area of the individual faces. So we'll put area here. And we'll start with face 1. And if we look at face 1, it's at the front, and it is 10 meters by 5 meters. So it's 10 meters here by 5 meters here. So it has a surface area of 50 meters. Face 2 is identical. So I'll just put those aren't 11s, those are little dittos. And it's also 50 meters. Because it's at the back, it's the same dimensions. Face 3 is 5 by 5. 5 meters by 5 meters. So it has, I should have, oops, I forgot my square units here. 25 square meters is the area. And 4 is identical. As well, it's also 25 square meters. So we have our first 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to skip down and do face 6 first. Face 6 is the bottom, and it is also 10 by 5 meters. It's going to give us a 50 meter squared area. Now the reason why I did 6 first is because if you look at area 5 is actually the top of this rectangular prism, but it's being covered by the base of the cylinder. So it's actually not going to be 50, it's going to be the 50 meters take away whatever this coverage is of the cylinder. But if we realize that if we took the actual surface area of 7, right, if I was to go and take 7 and put 5 with 7, 5 plus 7 is going to be the same as the bottom surface area because it's actually the missing part that's being covered. So 5 and 7, I'm just going to put those both in there together, is going to have the same surface area as the bottom of the shape. So we don't have to bother doing them individually. We just kind of put them together because 5 plus 7 is going to give us the bottom. And then we have the last one, which is 8. And 8 is going to be the most complicated because it is the side of a cylinder. And for those of you who remember how we calculated the surface area of the side of a cylinder, if you remember opening it up, it made a rectangle. And if you can imagine me opening up this green shape, it makes a rectangle. This distance here is really the circumference of the top circle. So this is really the circumference of the top circle. And this distance here, which is this distance here in our rectangle, is really the height of our cylinder. So how do we calculate the surface area of that? Well, it's really circumference times height. And circumference can be replaced by its normal formula, which is pi multiplied by diameter. So in order to get the surface area of this side here, we use pi dh as a formula. Now, for simplicity's sake, without using a calculator, I'm going to approximate pi as being 3. The diameter, we're going to make it, since the radius is 2, the diameter will be 4, and the height is 5. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12, 12 times 5 is 60. So the 8th face of that cylinder is 60. And then all I have to do is add them up, and I get my total surface area. So 100, 200, 250, 310 square meters.